Vegetation forms the center of human and animal existence. Constitutionally, 10% of the country's total size must be forested. In Kenya, the Mau complex is the largest forest ecosystem. Estimated to be covering over 273,300 hectares of land and divided into 22 blocks, the Mau complex is the largest water catchment area in Kenya, with rivers like the Mara, Sondu and Owasso Nyiro originating from it. These rivers feed several lakes, including Lake Nakuru, Lake Victoria, Lake Naivasha and the Lake Natron. Over time, this natural ecosystem has faced extinction due to effects mainly caused by human activity and settlement, factors attributed to shortage of land. The Ogiek are the original inhabitants of the Mau forest. However, time has seen an increased influx of other communities in the forest. The results are evident: devastating effects to the ecosystem and a negative impact not only to those living around the forest, but the country at large. Early 2009, 5 organizations came together with the sole aim of restoring the Mau ecosystem to its former glory.
But saving the Mau, ladies and gentlemen, is not just about the forests and water or our lakes and rivers. It is also about the complex relationship between communities and the environment. We need to work together and involve the communities in order to protect those forests.
So this campaign, therefore, is asking Kenyans, please, for the sake of the generations to come, let us do it.
With the brand name Save the Mau Trust Fund, the initiative rolled out its activities aiming to pool together efforts and expertise in a bid to rehabilitate the already depleting Mau forests.
We partnered to conserve the Mau. This was out of the outcry that was brought in the country thanks to the media because of the destruction of the Mau ecosystem. When we approached the Kenya Forest Service and the Interim Coordinating Secretariat, they asked us to adopt a Buru block, and that's where we have started our work.
So, some of the interventions we are taking as Green Belt Movement and the Save the Mau Trust, we are trying to empower the local community. And this empowerment, we are hoping that it is going to make the local community be able to participate more. And part of this empowerment, we are really trying to have them participate in the conservation activities. More to that, in order to empower them, we are creating a lot of awareness, of which includes environmental education in the schools. We are really engaging the school kids in these activities. We want to have a level of awareness whereby the people can understand the importance of this forest and the linkages that exist between the arrive rooms and the forest.
The initiative brings together Equity Bank, Nation Media Group, EABL, Kenya Wildlife Services and the Greenbelt Movement. Its secretariat is housed at the Equity Center, with the Greenbelt Movement implementing the project. The movement is a grassroots non-governmental organization started in 1977 whose mission is to change consciousness of Kenyans to embrace environmental conservation, making our country green. The Kenya Forestry Services allocated the project to a Buru block of the Mau complex, a stretch bordering Naivasha on 12th November 2010. It is estimated to cover up to 8,000 hectares of land. The forest is an important resource in the country's ecosystem. It is an important catchment area to the neighboring Naivasha and Elementaita lakes. It is also a key biodiversity area, being the home of several endangered animal species, including the mountain bongo.
Environment is very important. Environment is the foundation. If we are talking about goods that we get from the environment, there are quite a number. We have maybe water, fuel, fruits.
Some years back, the Buru forest was known for its deep ravine and thick undergrowth. However, a hike through its outer fringes these days feels positively crowded. At times, sounds of axes echoes out. Under the forest are dark mounds where wood once molded into charcoal, a clear manifestation of how human activities have destroyed the forest. Naivasha is a rich contributor to the country's economy, a factor greatly endangered by the depletion of the Buru forest. The region is well endowed with a rich variety of game ranches, hosting hundreds of species of wild animals, making the area preferred tourist destination. Naivasha is also the country's leading producer of export floriculture flowers, thanks to the neighboring Lake Naivasha. Apart from contributing millions of shillings to the country's economy through tax revenues, the farms have provided thousands of job opportunities both locally and regionally. Directly or indirectly, these activities are greatly endangered by the depletion of the forest, making the Eburu restoration a matter of urgent concern.
Through the various arms of the Kenyan government, particularly the ICS, the Interim Coordinating Secretariat for the Mau, and the Kenya Forest Service, we were able to convince the government to allocate this block of the forest to the Save the Mau Trust for rehabilitation and reforestation. Some parts of this forest are so degraded that you really aren't looking for regeneration. You have to plant new seedlings and try to grow a forest.
The initial target of the Save the Mau Trust was to plant 1 million indigenous trees through an expansive period of 3 years at the Eburu forest. At the moment, it has managed to plant over 350,000 trees after a massive campaign which has brought together the 5 corporate organizations, community around the Eburu, local leadership and the local schools. Environmental conservation is only possible with the right perception. The community has played a major role in the degradation of the Eburu forest. The main causes of forest destruction are cutting trees for firewood, charcoal and timber, settlement, grazing, and at times forest fires. The Eburu forest has suffered a massive degradation and has negatively affected the local community. Some of the significant effects the community has faced include irregular rainfall patterns, which has in turn affected the timings of planting seasons, resulting into poor farm produce, massive destruction of infrastructure through surface runoff, and land infertility due to erosion of the fertile topsoil. Due to these factors, the Eburu community and the country at large has faced an acute shortage of food. This is a result of water shortage due to the drying up of underground aqua reservoirs and underground streams with origins in the forest. In turn, people have had to part with an extra coin buying water from borehole, which utilizes the underground water thanks to the local CDF projects. However, the underground water reservoirs are also greatly endangered since the degradation of the forest has significantly affected the water cycles. At the initial stages, Save the Mau took the initiative to train a substantial number of community representatives on basic skills relating to tree nursery and environmental management. These representatives were to be used later as environmental conservation agents.
Ninawafundisha kuhusu kulima kama water harvesting, terracing in their farms, planting of plants in different forms such as sack gardens.
Therefore, with the already sensitized environmental agents, the project has since then been working with tree nursery groups established in various areas around the Eburu forest. These networks consist of men, women and the youth with the common goal of restoring the Eburu forest. Embracing the role played by the community, the project has taken a keen interest on community involvement. Through the project's ground managers, tree planting agents and the administration, the Save the Mau conservation message has reached thousands of people.
The change of attitude and acceptance of this project by the community has actually been very positive, because this one is exhibited by the turnout we have seen during the tree planting.
Save the Mau Trust Fund supports the tree planting groups through financial subsidies. These are in form of seeds and potting bags purchases. Through their respective groups, members of the community are encouraged to plant the seedlings, and upon maturity, the project coordinators on ground take records and thereafter arrange for the tree planting event, usually held during rainy seasons. Tree planting events are a concerted effort between the trust and the community. School children usually come in to assist during the tree planting.
We have the schools along the Mau, just neighboring the Mau forest. Like we have the BB Secondary, we have the BB Primary, we have the BB Central Primary School. They have really participated in tree planting in Save the Mau. because every time these guys from the Mau Civ Trust wish to go and plant the trees, they normally engage our pupils, and apart from planting, they also entertain the guests by singing to them environmental thematic songs.
In ensuring self-reliability and non-dependence of forests for livelihood, Save the Mau Trust Fund is educating communities around the Eburu forest on methods of water harvesting as well as modern and alternative methods of agriculture.
We are also teaching them on various agricultural methods in order to ensure that their soils are restored to good conditions. And that is why we are teaching various farming methods like the use of terraces, the use of trash lines, such activities that are meant to restore the status of the soils. We are also teaching these communities for food security on the importance of the growing of indigenous foods. So you see, when you restore the capacity of our people to increase their ability for food sufficiency, it means that now you are making them comfortable in their own farms. So they don't have to encroach the forest in order to look for charcoal, in order to be able to purchase unga in the shops, because their farms are already producing more.
Surface runoff water can be harnessed for future use. Dikes and terraces can be used to conserve rainwater. Rainwater can be tapped to reservoir tanks, which can store thousands of liters. These shall be later used during dry seasons for domestic use, livestock and irrigation. Save the Mau Trust has utilized its effort to train the community on these and other safe methods of food security and water harvesting and self-dependency. By this, Eburu forest stands a better chance of being restored.